15 years ago, a transmission was sent out. Its message has gained attention. Have you noticed the war against us all?
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
I'm about to snap. I'm about to snap. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the story. No, I hate this story.
Your life, all right?
The prompter. To the news now. You're a lighter thing.
Unhand me.
Hold on a second. I'm going to make a point. I'm done with the Paris Hilton story.
Just do the news, please.
Okay. I won't do it. Will you burn this for me, please?
He can actually control exactly what people think, and that is our job. That is our job. Our job.
Well, until the internet, you didn't have a choice to do much about it at all, unless, you know, you wanted to go spend a lot of time in the library, because it's hard to find all this stuff to even know it's there. If you own a PC, a lot of people have a firewall, a virus scan, a spam killer, all these different products that we're paying for to protect this box of sand and rust on a disk, right? What are you doing to protect what comes into your head? What type of firewall do you have on information? What kind of quarantine do you have for certain things? How do you delete information?
Violence will gather and multiply in destructive power.
If I tell you that there's a white arrow in the FedEx logo and you didn't know that and you go look and you see it, you can't unsee that. I just put that in your head. You might not like that I just put that thought there and that you can't unsee it. So now you have to discover, well, how do I delete information? Because if your head is like a computer, can't somebody give you a virus? Can't someone structure a meme? And that, you know, through mimetic programming, and this turns back into Dawkins and evolution and things like this. But the idea is that people with the highest level of knowledge, if they're not using it to free the rest of us, they're using it to make a living off of us. And in that aspect, I refer to them as social vampires. These are people who use the rest of us and the ignorance that they establish to rule over us, because if everything was equal, they wouldn't be in charge.
Freedom, tyranny, freedom, 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 tyranny, freedom, freedom, tyranny. As a result of violence and killing, there would be chaos. Freedom is universal in its application.
The war against us all. This war in Iraq isn't the end, it's the beginning of wars to come, all around the world, at the whim of the neocons in the White House. This is the Bush doctrine come to life. War, war, and more war. War brought to you by the big corporate masters who run the show. This isn't just a war on Iraqis or Afghanis or even Arabs or Muslims. It is ultimately a war on us all. That's because the billions and billions of dollars that are being spent on this war, the cost of tanks, rocketry, bullets, and yes, even salaries for the 125,000 plus troops, is money that will never be spent on education, on healthcare, on the reconstruction of crumbling public housing, or to train and place the millions of workers who have lost manufacturing jobs in the past 3 years alone. The war in Iraq is, in reality, a war against the nation's workers and the poor, who are getting less and less, while the big defense industries are making a killing, literally. What's next? Iran? Syria? North Korea? Venezuela? We've already seen the corporate media play megaphone to the White House to build and promote a war based on lies. War is utilized by the imperialists first and foremost to crush internal enemies. We're seeing the truth of his insight when we see the sad state of American education, the rush of seniors to buy affordable medications from the Canadians because American drugs are just too expensive, the threatened privatization of Social Security, and the wave of repression that comes with an increasingly militarized police. This is a war on all of us. And the struggle against war is really a struggle for a better life for the millions of folks who are in need here in this country. The fight against the war is really to fight for your own interests, not the false interests of the defense industries or the corporate media or the White House. Down with the wars for empire, from death row, this is Mumia Abu Jamal.
You can make it, man. We can make it together. We can get it together. We can get it together. Now that's all.
This summer, get a second look at how we got here. Rewind 15 years and re-examine where we've come from. In a time when we all feel like something is going wrong, look and see The War Against Us All. To see the full film, sign up for a membership with Grand Theft World. This film and many others come free with a membership. Navigate through the tabs and you'll find it here. The War Against Us All Part 1 and 2. To get free content like this, get the Freedom Vault, link in the description.
Well, who knows how it'll all wash in Wisconsin.